Hi, I'm Ellen Gormley and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a few things at once like I am often want to do. So I have my book, One Skein Crochet, and here's the purse from the cover. And I want to show you how to make the hexagon for this purse. But then I also am showing you how to join motifs as you go. Also, I'm teaching you joining motifs as you go for hexagons. So some of you know how to do it for squares, but become a little befuddled when it comes to hexagons. So let's get started, shall we? So this pattern, this book is available at my website, ellengormley.com, signed in the United States, but it's also available on Amazon anywhere in the world. So go give it a look. Links should be in the description below. So this is a very easy 2-row repeat of a pattern. So there's one round and then a second round, 2 rounds. That's all it takes, 2 rounds. And as you can see from the purse, they are hexagons that are stacked. So you can see the little horizontals here. The hexagon by definition means 6 sides. So they are stacked like this. There's a diagram inside the book for telling you exactly how to stack them together, and also a symbol diagram in the book. But I want to show you when you stack them. I made the first one first, and then I added the second one to the first one, and I joined here at 2 corners. So here and here, for example. So when you start out, you're just joining one flat side to itself. And I make them in columns, and then I add these onto the side. So first thing I'm going to do is show you how to stack them. I'm going to add one more right here, and then I will show you another one where I'll nestle it in on the side so you can see where it joins here, here, and here. Okay, so we're doing a magic slip knot, or a magic slip ring rather, slip ring, magic ring, whatever you want to call it. I do have a tutorial for just this on my channel, but in case you haven't seen it, I am flipping it around my fingers like such, inserting my hook, grabbing the one that's closest to my palm, pulling it under, and I'm going to start working from there. You might need a little bit of a clearer backdrop so you can see better, so I will move some things out of the way. We will then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're making these popcorns first. And popcorns are full completed double crochets that are bound together after they are made. So it's different from a cluster. So the first chain 3 counts as the first double crochet, then we'll double crochet another one in that loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, so just a regular plain old double crochet. So we now have 2 double crochets, and I will make one more in the ring where my fingers were. Now after you've made all 3 double crochets, you remove the hook from the loop, insert the hook in the top of the first stitch of the group. I like to grab both of the loops there. Put that loop where your hook was, the abandoned loop, back on the hook and pull that loop through the first stitch. That's the popcorn stitch. So there's one popcorn for this pattern made. So after each popcorn, we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make 6 of these because it's a hexagon. 6 popcorns separated by chain 3s. So 3 double crochet popcorn. There's 3 double crochets. And this is a quick round, but I want to show it to you, give you some help with this pattern if you need it. But the juice of this video is in joining them together. But you know, we join on the second round. It's only a 2-round pattern, so we will get to it very quickly. You can skip ahead if you like to how that exactly goes together, or you can stay with me in making these popcorns for the middle of the motif. So right now I have 3 popcorns, so 3 double crochets. Remove the hook from the loop, insert the hook in the top of the first double crochet of the grouping, place that abandoned loop back on the hook, pull that abandoned loop through the stitch, and then chain 1, 2, 3. I love popcorns. Popcorns add dimension. 1, 2, 3. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 popcorns almost completed. So one more, and then we'll be off to the races with joining it to the previously made motif. So real soon, hang in there. Okay, so finishing that last double crochet, inserting my hook in the top of the first double crochet of that group, put the abandoned loop on the hook, pull it through, chain 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to finish your work, finish the round. I have a little bit of a tangle here, darn. So wouldn't you know, Murphy's Law of crochet videos, as soon as you start working, a tangle happens. I'm going to pull my little loop tight a little bit so it closes up the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Join with a slip stitch in the top of the beginning popcorn. Okay, so now the fun part. So I have 2 previously made, but you can pretend that I just have 1 completely done all the way around and nothing special. What we're going to do is groups of 5 trebles. You can maybe even see it better on the lighter color, 5 trebles, and then chain 3 corners. We're joining at the corners to previously made motifs. So we are going to join here and here on this previously made motif. So I am going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space to advance my yarn. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, which counts as the first treble crochet. 4 more treble crochets because I'm not joining until I get to the first corner. So I need 5 treble crochets. The chain 4 counted as the first one of the grouping. I'm making 5 of them, and I will go through the treble crochet slowly for you in just a moment, but I'm just so excited to show you the joining, and I'm going to pull apart this little bit of a mess here. Got it. Okay, so I have one side. Now here we are going to chain 3 for a corner if we're not joining, but if we are joining, I am chaining just 1. I'm going to find the corner where I want to join to the previously made motif. I am going to insert my hook through the back of that previously made corner, pull that yarn through the corner and through the yarn on my hook. So I am chaining through that space. Now I will chain 1 because if a normal corner is a chain 3, then I chained 1, I slip stitched, and I chained 1, and that equals 3, 1, 2, 3 stitches. Then I'll come back here on my working motif. I'll let this dangle. So I've joined 1 corner already. I'll let it dangle while I come back and work on this in progress motif with 5 treble crochets. So that's yarn over twice, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook 3 times. I'm doing 5 treble crochets all on the working motif, the current motif. We are only joining on the corners for this, so I'm just going to let that flop and dangle, and then I'll straighten it out when it's time to join again. So I finished a side, which is 5 treble crochets. I'll chain 1. I'll make myself set to rights again, find my target. Okay, I want to join, oh, here comes Theo. I want to join down here by my thumb. So I am going to insert the hook from the back side of the work through that corner space, grab the yarn, pull it through that corner space and through the loop that's on the hook. I'm basically chaining around that space. Chain 1, and then we will come back here and work on the next side. So the next chain 3 space in the working motif. And don't let these little cut tails bother you from the previous motif. We will weave those in at the end of the project. Theo the cat is now grabbing my working yarn, so We'll see if he makes a cameo appearance in this video. But let's finish up this motif. Okay, so when I have joined, I want to lay it down and show you where we are. When I have joined now 2 spots, now I'm just going to complete the motif as if I'm not joining anything else yet, like there's nothing else made. So I'm just going to complete the motif with the chain 3 spaces without joining, and then I'll add another motif to it theoretically. So this bag, I made one motif, I made another motif, you flip it over, here's another one, and here's another one. So we're just joining on the corners, okay? We're making a column of hexagons first. And then after I made the columns of hexagons, then I'm adding the ones to the side. So let's finish this one, and then I will add a new motif to the side. So chain 1, 2, 3, and we work the rest of the motif without joining. So we're just going to place the 5 treble crochets in the chain 3 corner space. Do you need me to go more slowly on the treble crochet? Let me do that real quickly. Yarn over twice, insert the hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook 1 time, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on the hook 2 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook 3 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3 for the corner, 5 trebles in the next spot, the next chain 3 space, working in rounds now. And Theo is sitting nicely on my chair watching me, waiting for his opportunity to pounce on my yarn. 1, 2, 3 for the corner space. The final side is 5 treble crochets. And I think often with rounds, with motifs, the point where people make mistakes is they forget to finish the round, meaning that after doing these 5 treble crochets, it is easy to forget to place the last chain 3 space. So we're not going to do that. I'm reminding you now. So we need to finish it off by completing 1, 2, 3 to make that last corner, and then joining with a slip stitch in the top of the 4th chain of that beginning chain 4, which counted as the first treble crochet. Okay, so there we have it. Now it does not look like a hexagon because it's kind of round, but it does have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so it is a hexagon. Okay, so when we block it, it will block all nice and pretty with the sharp edges. I'm cutting off the tail here. Okay, so many of you know how to do that, but you might not know how to nestle in a hexagon here, because look at how this one here would join to these 2. So as I'm making this one, I'll make the center first, and as I'm doing my corners, I will join here, here, and here, and then complete the rest of the motif, okay? So anytime you get confused when joining motifs as you go, do exactly this. Lay it out flat in front of you. Envision where it needs to meet up. You can also put stitch markers in those spots, if need be, to help you remember where your target is, and that's where we will place the item. Then when I go to make the next one, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I'm making it today, the next one would go right here. You can even see the negative space where you would join here, 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 and then complete the round. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. It's really pretty intuitive once you lay it flat and see like where it needs to fit and looking at the picture of the finished item. So let's do that. So I'm making another magic loop. If you want, you can fast forward through this part until I get to the sides, but I'll go ahead and make it with you again because it just takes a moment. So in case you didn't see it the first time, I pulled this kind of tight. I'm putting the tail behind it, and the magic loop makes this little ring here, and that's where all my stitches are going to go. So I'm chaining 1, 2, 3 to count as the first double crochet. I'm placing 2 more double crochets in that tiny loop. I'm holding it sort of open with my thumb and middle finger. 3 double crochets, 3 completed double crochets. This is not a cluster, it is a popcorn. So in the top of the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3, I'm placing my hook, grabbing 2 strands, putting the abandoned loop back on the hook, pulling it tightly and pulling it through the loop there. That's 1 made, 2, 3 chains, and then another popcorn. So I hope you guys are well. I hope you're enjoying my new book, One Skein Crochet. There's a lot of fun projects in it, all made with just 1 skein, a complete skein. So the concept is it's not just like a bunch of patterns of earrings where you only use a fraction of a ball, but it's designed so that you get 1 complete project for 1 complete ball of yarn, so that you have no leftovers. Because I don't like leftovers. Oh, I forgot to close up my popcorn. Oh, here comes Theo the cat. He's on the table. Let's see what happens and what he does. 1, 2, 3 chains. Okay, halfway through with this first round. I don't like leftovers when it comes to yarn. I like the satisfaction of using up a ball of yarn. I don't like waste. The stash projects are nice, but I like having a complete project. And I don't want to make the same project over and over and over and over again. So a pair of earrings would be terrific, or a bracelet or an ear warmer would be terrific. But if I can get like 4 out of them out of 1 ball of yarn, I don't see myself actually completing enough of them to use up the whole ball of yarn. So I'm just like that. I don't like to make the same thing over and over and over again, especially in the same color. So we're almost done with this round, finishing this last, I think this is the last popcorn. 1, 2, 3, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, okay. Join with a slip stitch in the top of the first popcorn. Just get it in there, it's all good. And pull it through. And I pulled a strand. Okay, here we go. So as I am envisioning this piece, it's going here. I know I need to join here, here, and here. So I'm going to go ahead and start my first side. Here comes Theo. I'm slip stitching into that chain 3 space. I'm chaining 1, 2, 3, 4 to count as the first treble crochet. Are you seeing? Oh, you can't see him here. And he's doing a good job of staying out of frame today. We'll see. He should be grabbing this yarn any moment though, because that's what he does. So yarning over twice because these are trebles. I want to make 1 side before I start joining with the corners. So 5 trebles. Now I will go ahead and join. I can keep it laid down on the table if I want. Chain 1. Find my target, insert the hook behind the work, grab the working yarn, pull it through, and pull it through the loop on the hook. Then chain 1. And then you can pick it up if you need to and see where we are at the moment. Okay, here comes Theo. So now I'm going to treble on the working motif, 5 trebles in the next chain 3 space. It's okay if it flops wildly. You probably know that on these popcorns, the puffy side is facing you. That's the right side, the top, the public side. And so if we need to flatten it out in between so that we are joining on the correct side, we can do that. Okay, 1. Okay, now I need to join again, so I'm going to lay it down. Make sure the puffy sides are up. I can even put it down on my template so I know where I am again. I can even orient it just so that I remember. So now I need to join here. So there's 2 motifs already joined in that spot. And hey, guess what? That's no big deal. Let's go ahead and join there. So I chained 1 after those 5 trebles. I'm going to put my hook behind the work and grab, I I don't have enough hands to show you. Grab a couple of those strands, okay? That's where I am. I'm grabbing some of those strands. Let me move my hands out of the way. This is where I'm grabbing. I'm going to grab 2 strands right here, okay? That's where I'm putting my hook to slip stitch. These 2 strands that you see are the slip stitch from the previous joining. They kind of hover in between the 2 motifs. It's not critical if you don't get it exactly like this. It's all right. Just do the best you can. It's yarn. Okay, so I will then yarn over and pull through that space and through the loop on the hook and chain 1 and go on my merry way with making the next side. So treble crochets, 5 of them in the working motif. Still working on this partial motif I'm making right now, the working one, the one I'm working on right now. 5 treble crochets. So the only time I'm working on a previous or adjacent motif is when I am joining in the corner. Otherwise, it is completely done. There's nothing more for me to do. Okay, Theo's grabbing my yarn here. Okay, buddy, I see you. His little head, his little paw poking in here in the bottom. Okay, and yarn over and pull through and finish. So now that I have, let's go ahead and put it down again so that you can see where we are. I'll pull out my hook. This is where we are right now. I joined here at the connection between these 2 motifs, and now I need to join down here, and that'll be the last join for this one, and then I'll finish the motif and go on my merry way. And then this same process will go here. Okay, I'll show you again. So one more join, and we are working in rounds, so that's why it works around. So this one you've already seen. It's just a join in a corner. So put in my hook from behind, grab the working yarn, pull it through that space and through the loop on the hook, and chain 1. And then pretend that didn't even happen and work your rest of the motif with the 5 treble crochets in the next chain 3 space of round 1. Okay. So much fun. I love motifs. They're just like little building blocks. You can put them wherever you want. If you mess up, you just pull one out. So it's very, very fun and quick. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Theo's grabbing my yarn. Hey, buddy. So grab it. And then after the chain 3 space, 5 treble crochets. And I want to finish this one so that you can see where the next one will go in the progression. Four, 5. Chain 1, 2, 3. And 5 treble crochets, and then we will be done with this motif. It is super fast, only 2 rounds. You can use this motif for anything. You can make a blanket out of it. You can make, I don't know, whatever you want. But motifs are great because you can make them into blankets, or you can make them into flat pieces like tablecloths or table runners or placemats. Don't forget to finish the motif with 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to finish that last piece off. Then I'll join in the top of the beginning chain 4 that started that round. Okay, and here we are. So now we have 1, 2, 3, where I stacked one with one side joined, and then I nestled this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-sided object. The chain 3 spaces are the corners. I nestled this one in the side of these 2. So it's a joined hexagon joining here, here at the join of these 2, and here. So that is a very easy slip stitch join join as you go motif, and it's a how to join hexagons, which I know many of you were interested in. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please give me a like, a thumbs up, a subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss a thing, and I will see you next time. Bye.